Hello, hello, hello. Hi and welcome to the 2025 Roller Derby World Cup, hosted by the fearless Bruisers in Innsbruck, Austria. This is game 48 on day 2, track 4. This game is Team Taiwan in blue playing Team Latvia in red, and I'm Mia Marilla with my colleague.
I'm Over the Painbow.
Hello. Good to see you again. We'll take the 2-minute 2 derby to run through the rosters. So for Taiwan, we have playing 118 Anatomic, 12 Rebel Yellow, 1701 Shaolin Spoker, 22 Sugar Fight, 24 Elizabeth, 29 Misotoni, 33 Daoban, 4 Street Flasher, 42 Xianglong, 53 Eldebus, 631 Jackalope, 66 Cinderella, 92 Mad Cow. I hope I pronounce everything correctly.
And for Team Latvia playing in white, we have got 0-0 Attack Damage Carry, 1-3 Steel Panther, 1-3-8 Dana Insana, 1-7 Inez Rodriguez, 2-1 Psycho Candy, 2-2 Bentayga, 2-7 Bubbling Boom, 5-6 Lema, 6 Neon Demon, 6-4 Support, 6-6-6 Dreadful Thing, 7 Downtown Daredevil, 8-8 Stellar Fearformance, 9 is Critique, and 9-9 is Demon Star.
Great. So we still have 1.5 minutes to go to the derby. That was
fantastic.
Like going through the rosters very fast.
So I don't know if we're getting anthems today for these teams.
We are getting
We are going to get anthems. So while we wait for those to start, Latvia yesterday played Team Philippines in their first game of their first ever Roller Derby World Cup. And the score in that was 6 points for Latvia, 464 points for the Philippines.
And Taiwan made 16 points yesterday against the Netherlands, scoring 548 points. Actually, this was Taiwan's first game they played together, so props out to them to pulling it together. As you all know, Taiwan is a bit complicated status, and they're all from Taiwanese heritage. They are so proud to put the Taiwan team on the international roller derby world, and so are we to announce this game.
I'm so proud to announce both of these teams. It's their first ever World Cup. It's just amazing that you can pull a team together and do a World Cup. That just doesn't happen in any other sport.
So here we are. It's about to start. The whistles and cheering you were hearing was from the other track. Now it's up to us here on track number 4. One note, we don't have a score overlay on the stream, so we will call out scores and time left as often as possible.
Yes, we will try and remember to do that at the end of every jam. So, on the jam line for our first jam, looks like we've got Psycho Candy, who was Latvia's highest scoring jammer yesterday. And that is 5-3 L-dubs for Team Taiwan. So, a big hit out to the outside line on the Latvia jammer. And we are going to have our first power jam of the game. I think one of those blockers went out with the jammer not realising that the other blocker had gone back to recycle.
Cut track penalty for Latvia jammer. Lead is still open, so Taiwan L-dubs gets a little friendly offense here, but Latvia is able to catch them in the front again.
Taiwan with a little bit of passive offense at the back there, just trying to hold a skater behind them. I'm sure it doesn't feel passive to the blocker that was being held back,
but it brings lead to L-dubs. So first lead status for Taiwan here.
So Psycho Candy now still on the initial pass, coming in, has 4 blockers to get past, but does so. A little bit of penalty trouble early on in this game for Latvia. We've got 2 blockers sitting in the penalty box for them. So smart call for Taiwan, preventing Latvia from scoring any points and also giving themselves a big pack advantage at the start of the next jam.
Yeah, so it's 4-0, 4 for Taiwan, 0 for Latvia. We have 28 minutes, 30 seconds to go in that first half.
Great first jam. I think this will be a really nice game for these two teams, both their first World Cup. Both have not had a lot of chance to train together beforehand. Obviously, we knew day one was going to be some not particularly close matchups. day 2 has been a really nice opportunity now for teams to have a little bit of a more balanced game.
Exactly. So we have a cat, number 8 for Latvia, jamming in white. But meanwhile, Street Flasher from Taiwan took the lead early on, now eligible to score. And Latvia's through as well. Taiwan Street Flasher checking in with a bench. You are good to call it. So another jam for 0. So 8 points in total for Taiwan, 0 for Latvia. 27.5 minutes to go.
Feels like quite a nice, calm game so far. Yeah. These teams just feeling each other out, finding out what's testing the waters, seeing what's going on. A little bit of early penalty trouble for Latvia, but I'm sure they'll settle into it.
And we have Steel Panther, number 13, lining up for Latvia as jammer. And Miss Tony for Taiwan. And Steel Panther takes lead here.
So firstly, jammer in this game for Latvia. A nice little duck through her own wall right at the start of the jam. I enjoyed that. So on a scoring pass. Now Miso Thorny still being caught up. Has 2 to beat at the front. First points on the board for Team Latvia, 4 points on that pass. Oh, floor gremlins on that turn there. I've seen a few of those on various tracks today.
By various teams.
Yeah. So, big. Oh, I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say big recycle, and then I thought, oh no, jam has come back on, but that was a cut track penalty.
Unfortunate. So Steel Panther is going to the box, which means we have a 2-minute jam here for Rebel Yellow and Team Taiwan, 30 seconds to score.
We've had a star pass from Team Taiwan, so it's now Rebel Yellow. Wearing the pivot cover at the moment, but holding the star.
And they actually have 1 minute. Steel Panther gets a second one for subordination. Well, they didn't leave the track in the earliest occasion possible, like rectangular to the track, you know.
Yes, yeah, you have to leave absolutely at 90 degrees to where you were. Otherwise, insubordination, you can't use the track to get to the penalty box.
Nice hit there by Shook Pride from Team Taiwan, bringing Rebel Yellow a little bit of advantage here. Oh, that was a very good. Demon Slayer was holding in the front as last line of defense, but was already out of the engagement zone. And Rebel Yellow know that and went on.
Yeah, that was a really good little bit of patience and then awareness from Rebel Yellow. Just waited for a sec, looked at the ref, the out of play blocking call came, and Rebel Yellow went, great. I don't need to recycle. I can just get back on the track, carry on my merry way.
Yeah, great. So 5 points on the board for Team Latvia. 3 points after star pass for Team Taiwan, bringing them to 11.
So we do have a power jam start for Taiwan. It will be quite a short power jam start. Steel Panther was standing in the box, is now back on track. So Steel Panther will be eligible for lead. And does pick up lead.
And we have Zhang Long jamming for Team Taiwan. Star in hand and is now out as well. But Steel Panther calls it in time before Taiwan can score any points. 4 more points on the board for Team Latvia. Brings them to 9, Taiwan 11. Just nice. A small fun fact, Steel Panther used to train with us in Bear City, Berlin, Germany the last month. So I'm very used to that jamming style.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, I'm also very happy, like personally, to announce this game.
Okay, so Latvia starting this jam with 2 blockers in the penalty box again. Penalty trouble for them. So that means L-Dubs making reasonably short work of that 2-wall at the front and picking up lead jammer for Team Taiwan. Coming round now on a scoring pass. 2-all up at the front, out of play, or no pack call comes, sorry. And L Dobbs is released, picks up 4 points. And we've had a star pass from Latvia that has gone to number 64, Support. That's a very apt name for a pivot, isn't
I really
it?
love
Support.
it. Oh, yeah.
Supporting your jammer by taking the star.
Oh, that was great. L-Dubs checked in with their bench, was already tapping their hands 1 time on the hips, but as we know, only if you tap your hips 2 times, then the jam is called off. So, took it away, kept going, just scored another 4 points here for Taiwan.
And we're on a power jam for Taiwan now. Support has picked up a cut track penalty. So, smart call from Team Taiwan to run this.
Oh, yeah.
Extend their lead. Lovely, lovely textbook sweep offense there, and a great call off. Solid choice, I think, from the Taiwan bench. Not only freezing the jammer in the penalty box, but that's actually the pivot turned jammer from the previous jam.
Yeah, 16 points scored here for Team Taiwan, bringing them to 27, and they left Latvia scoreless, so it's still sitting at 9 points with 22 minutes to go in that first half.
Oh, that's a nice close-up shot of the helmet covers. Those are really nice.
I'm pretty sure all the patterns and the colors mean something. For Taiwan, I don't know. I just assume because all the teams put something as star and as stripe on the helmet that means something to their countries. Oh, that was a beautiful offense by Taiwan. We have a number 4 street flasher, but Latvia was good to re-catch her in the front and lead to Latvia.
So my saying, freezing the jammer in the box when it's a pivot turn jammer, apparently doesn't mean that they can't still come out, get lead, squeak on through for 4 lovely, lovely points around the inside line.
So never underestimate a pivot.
No, I take it all back. I'd like to offer my personal apologies to Support for underestimating them. This has been a very, very nice jam. So Taiwan are now on a scoring pass. So at the moment, the score stands at 31 points as that scoring pass completed for Taiwan, 17 for Latvia, which is going to be 21 in a minute. And Latvia calling off that jam, but Street Flasher did manage to get 4 more points right at the end of that jam. So Taiwan picking up 8 points in that jam, Latvia picking up 12. Our score currently stands at 35 for Taiwan and 21 for Latvia. And we are almost exactly 10 minutes into this half.
And we have a team timeout by Team Latvia, which brings us to the great opportunity because the team timeouts are presented by Crash Course. Crash Course helps busy roller derby athletes increase strength, endurance and agility, conquer self-doubt and create the habits of high performers to become all-stars and MVPs on the track and in life. Want to make 2-minute jams feel easy? Visit chrissycrash.com to download the free Off-Skates roller derby training series. Life is a contact sport. Win! !
So I will see if I can find out at half-time what the stripes and stars mean on the Taiwan.
Oh, that would be great. Helmet covers?
Helmet covers. And they've got them down the sides of their shirts as well. It's the same pattern. So our ref's taking this opportunity as well to have a little chat. I think possibly maybe deciding whether we're going to go for dinner after the game.
Oh, Team Latvia, by the way, has also an interesting star on their helmet. I'm also very sure that means something in particular to the country. So we have Psycho Candy lining up for Latvia. I think it's the first time she's jamming for Latvia.
No, I think Psycho Candy jammed in the first jam for Latvia.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Good. Our producer says, first jam was done already. Okay, I take it back.
Psycho Candy scored all of Latvia's points yesterday.
Of course.
hit out and recycle from Taiwan on Psycho Candy, and again all but caught napping on the outside line. Psycho Candy squeezes through, really good awareness, and picks up lead jammer for Latvia.
Miss Tony still in the mix, jamming for Taiwan, looking if they got some help from their fellow offensive friends here.
I would say that the Taiwan jammer getting any offensive help is unlikely because we've got a bit of a revolving door on that side of the penalty box at the moment. So we had 2 blockers already sitting in the box. We had another blocker sent off who had to be returned to the track. So there is only 1 blocker for Taiwan now.
Wow, but that 1 blocker, Rebel Yellow, is enough to hit Psycho out, but there was
picked
a penalty.
Up a penalty. Yeah, I didn't see what that was. I think probably either a forearm or a direction.
Oh.
But yeah, it was a lovely hit out. The jammer was actually walled up with Rebel Yellow. So this is an opportunity for Latvia to close that gap. We've now only got a 2-point differential in this jam. Taiwan have now completed the initial pass. They've got 35 points. Latvia on a scoring pass. We might well have ourselves a lead change at the end of this jam. Back block penalty called on the Latvia jammer.
Now when the penalty trouble continues a bit for Taiwan, they feel like constantly changing blockers in the penalty box, always having 2 out there.
Yes, I think there must be cold water or industrial fans or something in the penalty box. Everyone seems quite keen to go and sit in there. Maybe I'll go and check it out at half time. So score now. So Taiwan picked up 6 points in that jam. Latvia got 15 points. So we have 41 plays 36 with only a 5-point game at the moment, and we are halfway through this half. That was a very quick lead jammer for Zhang Long.
Yeah, Psycho Candy sitting in the penalty box for a back block penalty.
So Zhang getting some offensive help.
2 to beat in the front, and there they are, picked up 4 points. Meanwhile, Psycho Candy back on track and also now out of the initial.
Calls off the jam. I did wonder at the end of the last jam whether that might have been an opportunity for Taiwan to take a timeout. They nearly lost their lead in this game. At that point, Latvia had come back, scored a few points. They had a little bit of penalty trouble. Might have been an opportunity to just go, right, can we just breathe for a minute? Let's get this back under control. If you want to sit down, just ask to stay, just ask not to have a jam on track. There's no need to go and sit down in the penalty box.
And there you get your breather. We have an official timeout here. That was very short.
That was a very short official timeout.
Just 1 breather.
L-Dubs had popped for a quick chat with blockers.
So we have 9 penalties so far for Taiwan, and Latvia has 11, which is, I think, would say like quite even.
Yeah, it's very even. It's quite high for 15 minutes into the game, though. Although saying that the France-Finland game earlier at half-time, I think both teams had 23 or 24 penalties.
Oh.
That was, it was a very penalty-heavy game. That was a great game, though.
Yeah. Okay, we have Careful Latvia being lead jammer, just had to pass.
Rebel Yellow taking no prisoners whatsoever. And again.
And again on the inside.
Rebel Yellow coming back to the front of the pack like, you want to have another go? Come on then, let's, and this time, that is, who's the jammer for Latvia is Katwamando.
And Kat is calling it, picking up another 4 points here. Let's see and they're put on the board.
So 11 in that jam for Taiwan, 8 in the jam for Latvia. So our score currently 44 points for Latvia and 59 points for Taiwan. We have got almost exactly 15 minutes left on the clock. We're going to have another official timeout briefly.
Briefly, let's see how
briefly. Well, let's see how briefly it is. I'll tell you what, if I start reading a sponsor read, it will be really quick and we'll go through it. So I am going to tell you about, who am I going to tell you about? I'm going to tell you about Blood and Thunder, roller derby inspired apparel brand since 2006. Go to bloodandthundermag.com for all the good stuff. That's intriguing. I want to know what all the good stuff is now.
Definitely. Wait.
If I don't talk for a minute, it's because I've started Googling that to have a look.
We have another clarification by our lovely producer. From Latvia's 11 penalties, 5 are jammer penalties.
Ooh, that's a lot of jammer penalties. Saying that, this is only 15 points between these two teams.
And on the WFTDI jam line, we have Street Flasher for Team Taiwan and Steel Panther for Team Latvia. And Steel Panther is out first and the lead jammer for this jam number 10. Street Flasher still in the mix with his star in hand, recycled back from number 9. Critique.
That is a cut track penalty for Steel Panther. Going to take a seat in our CC mouthguard penalty box. So this will be a 2-minute jam. So Street Flasher gets through with the star stash, puts the helmet cover back on. We've got a full complement of blockers on our S1 track at the moment.
Street Flasher, nice toe-stop work there on the outside line, picking it up another 4 points for Team Taiwan here. As Paintball said, we have a 2-minute jam and 45 seconds still left.
So really good opportunity for Taiwan to try and put a little bit of breathing space between them and Latvia. They have been in control of this game score-wise almost since the first couple of jams, but it has been a bit close for comfort at times.
Right.
So 8 points in this jam so far for Taiwan, coming round now for another 4 points.
We have 15 seconds left in the jam. Steel Panther on track again, going through, slicing through, picking up 4 points for Latvia here.
Another absolutely textbook sweep from Team Taiwan, clearing a huge gap on the outside line. That's the kind of offense that jammers dream about.
At night.
At night.
And at day.
Yes.
And at scrimmage.
Yes.
So, Team Taiwan picked up 12 points in the last jam, bringing them to 71, and 4 for Team Latvia, 48. We have roughly 13 minutes to go in that first half.
So that is Miso Thorny and Dreadful Thing on our jam lines. I believe that's Dreadful Thing's first jam in this game as a jammer. No, second jam. Okay, well that's one each for us of
okay.
Mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be
so
more.
So we're even here.
It's been a long day. And Miso Thorny is your lead jammer for this jam. Dreadful Thing has a 2-wall of Taiwan blockers up at the front to beat. That's now become a 3-wall.
Gets a little bit support by support.
So Taiwan have now managed to set up a very solid tripod there. Helps Dreadful Thing. Offense managing to get Dreadful Thing through though. And Miso Thing has picked up a cut track penalty, so this will be another 2-minute jam.
Opportunity here for Latvia to put some more points on the board. Dreadful things against a nice flexible tripod here in the front. And some help from Latvia's pivot support.
Support is doing a very great, like, most supportive person on track. If we had an award for most supportive, it would go to support.
We have a spirit award, so.
We do, yeah.
Well, let's see. The game is not over yet. Far from being over. We still have 11 minutes on the period clock.
Cut track penalty going to a Taiwan blocker. So there is just 4 seconds left in this jam. So, yeah, not quite enough time for Dreadful Thing to come around for any more points. Enough time for me, so Thorny to complete the scoring pass, though. So just going to make sure that all the points have gone on the board before I tell you the wrong thing. Looks like 4 points for Taiwan in that jam, 8 points for Latvia. So our totals now 56 points for Latvia, 75 for Taiwan. 10 minutes and 12 seconds left on the period clock.
And here we go in jam number 12. Zhang Long for Team Taiwan, jamming slight disadvantage here because one blocker is still in the Caesar mouse guard penalty box, which brings Psycho Candy an advantage and takes lead for Latvia here. But Zhang Long out as well. Oh, little nice apex jump attempt, I would say. Psycho Candy is calling it off just in time to lift Taiwan scoreless here. Let's see. Our refs are discussing if that apex jump was completed, like fully landing on skates.
Inbounds when they took off and inbounds when they landed.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if Shanglong rode out not one but two massive hits on the outside line to get through for the initial pass. It was like the kind of hits that make you go, ooh, and Shanglong just used the momentum to propel them through the pack instead of out of bounds. It was glorious.
Usually as a jammer, when you do the apex jump, you're pretty sure where you landed. So if you're in bounds, but the takeoff, because your eyes are somewhere else, sometimes you're not sure. Like maybe your toe stop touched a little bit of outside at some point, so and then it's already a cut. So unless you land then on your knees and you slide, or you go outside and recycle. So and I hope our jam refs and the inside pack refs are like at that professional level.
It's the World Cup, so you would assume so.
Yeah.
That's a lovely bit of insight for a person who in 11 years of skating has literally never done an apex jump. I've tried.
It was my USP when I was jammer.
I've tried lots of times. I just can't make my feet leave the floor.
Well, everyone has something special.
Everyone's got their thing, and mine is not apex jumps, or in fact any kind of jumps.
So we are back in the game. Jam number 13, starting off the WFTDI jammer line, is L-Dubs for Taiwan and Downtown Daredevil for Latvia.
It was a lovely bit.
I think that is the first time that Downtown Daredevil.
I think we're too scared to say it now. I thought so too, but I didn't want to say it because I was worried I might be wrong.
It's my turn now to be wrong.
Our producer, our lovely producer Una, is telling us that this time we were right. There was some great offense from Taiwan off the line, but Demon Star from Latvia popped up on the inside line and went, nope, absolutely not.
Not today.
I think you'll find lane one is mine, you can't have it. So we've got slightly slow moving pack now. That was attack damage carry with the offense to help Downtown Daredevil pick up lead.
After 1 minute into that jam, it was a hard-fought lead, but deserved. So we have a 4 defense there in the front by Team Latvia, like a tripod with a support brick on the wall.
So I think the Latvia jammer, I was so focused on what was happening. The Latvia wall was right in front of our table and they were doing such good blocking. I wasn't actually watching what was happening with the Latvia jammer at the back. But I think there was a big hit to the outside, and I think that was I don't want to get up and do this again. I'd like to call the jam now, please.
Yeah. So in the last jam, just 1 point made by Team Latvia, bringing them to 59. Team Taiwan, 75. We have 7 and a little bit minutes in that first half, and right now an official timeout that ended already. I mean, the officials are very quick in their timeouts, right?
So we've currently got 3 skaters sitting in our Sisu mouthguards penalty box, 2 blockers from Taiwan, 1 from Latvia. So a little small pack on our track here.
Cat number 8 jamming for Team Latvia, but Street Flasher from Taiwan has a pick-up lead already.
But Cat is out now and coming round for a scoring pass. Be interesting to see whether Taiwan choose to run this jam and clear the penalty box. And as I say that, the penalty box, well, the Sisu penalty box cleared itself, but there's now another blocker going to take a seat in it. So
yeah, there is always a choice between do I want to clear the box or do I want to risk that the other team is scoring like 4 points. If you already pass 1 blocker, you get the penalty box as well, so then you have already 3, and well,
but then the risk of not getting, particularly when it's 2 blockers in the penalty box, the risk of not getting lead in the next jam and potentially losing even more points. It would be a lot easier if we could see into the future, I think, to make those bench calls.
Yes.
Sometimes you get it right, and sometimes unpredicted things happen.
So Latvia's jammer number 8 Cat is in the penalty box. There was a late call just here in turn 3. So that was a tower jam start that Missoni did take advantage of. Already made 4 points.
So as we go into the tail end of this half with 5.5 minutes left on the clock, this will be a really good opportunity for Taiwan to put up a big lead. And that, I think, going into half-time, having a 20 or 30-point lead versus having a 10-point lead, it's going to make a big difference to your half-time mentality and the talks that you're having and the way that you then come back out in the second half and attack the second half. So this could be a bit pivotal here for Taiwan.
I don't know if that last call-off was really intended.
So the Taiwan jammer tapped a helmet, the call-off started, and then I think the Taiwan jammer realised that they were doing the wrong thing and then tapped the hips.
Okay.
So it was there was no impact. There was a tiny bit of confusion, but it didn't have any impact on the game.
Steel punter here, number 1-3 for Latvia, currently recycled back by Taiwan. Pivot. Taiwan in the meanwhile, Zhang Long took a lead here already on the scoring pass.
So jam is still running for, I heard whistles there, but there is another track literally right behind us. We are sitting on the boundary between tracks 3 and 4. So if you hear whistles but the jam's still going, that's why. Those whistles, however, were for our track, and that was the end of our jam. So Taiwan putting up 4 points in that jam. None for Latvia, so we have a score of 63 for Latvia, 90 for Taiwan, and we have got just under 4 minutes left on the period clock in this first half.
And this time, Taiwan's Gemma Changlong decided to not take the risk to get points against them, but had 2 blockers in the Sisu mouse guard penalty box. So now Team Taiwan will start with only 2 blockers on track. Well, it's a choice that you have to make, right? You can't get everything. So pick a poison.
Yeah, and there's always the risk that if you run the jam, your jammer could then get a penalty, like a jammer penalty, and then that's even worse. So I think Taiwan have got a nice little points cushion at the moment. I think they can probably afford not to take risks. Yeah. They can probably afford to call that jam off, start with a couple of blockers in the box. if Latvia get lead in this jam and get points, okay, fine, you know, we reassess, but I don't think it's going to be a game changer for them.
That was not our warning, was so. We are still team timeout.
It's very confusing. There's 10 seconds left in this team timeout, but everybody's ready. Everybody's ready to go.
But now we are about to start next jam, number 17, with 3 minutes 30 seconds on the game clock. We have a dreadful thing, jamming the second time for Team Latvia here, and I think it's L-Dubs, yeah. And as Dreadful Things took a lead early, Loves took off the star, currently in hand, fighting against looks like a 4-wall in turn 1 from Latvia on the inside, doubling down there. That's great work.
Yeah, there's a very, very tight pack there on turn 1. So we have got, I think, star in hand, getting some offense there, but that Latvia wall is solid at the front there. That is not going anywhere. So Latvia dropping a blocker to the penalty box, but 9-9 Demon Star coming in to nice and calmly
just replacing the butt.
Make that back to the butt. We got some offense. That was 17-01 Shaolin's blocker.
Bringing L-Dubs through.
Oh, the helmet cover's fallen off. A little bit of trouble getting it back on again, because you do need to be wearing the helmet cover with the stars visible in order to score points. If you are new to roller derby and you are watching friends or family play, you can get the initial pass with the star in your hand, but you do need to be wearing it to score points.
Oh, nice offense there by Jackalope. But doesn't get L-Dubs through. Now through on her own, scoring 4 points for Taiwan. Dreadful Things back on track. Hit out there.
So Shaolin's blocker with some great offense there was also the one screaming, go back and get the helmet cover. The helmet cover's come off, you need it, go back and get it. I think it was the offensive blocker that helped complete the initial pass. Absolutely solid work. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's surprisingly how often as a jammer you don't realize that your helmet cover came off and it's somewhere on track, and you just keep going and everyone is screaming at you, and sometimes you think like, oh, they're encouraging me.
Yeah, oh, they're cheering me on. That's really nice. Everybody's screaming my name. No, your helmet cover fell off.
Okay, we have 4-4 jam, 94 Taiwan, 67 Team Latvia, with a little bit more than 1 minute to go in that first half, and we have an official timeout that just ended. Everyone's back on track. Taiwan lining up on the WFTDI jammer line, trying to keep Psycho Candy behind their backs in the back. Meanwhile, Street Flasher fighting in the front to a wall of 2 Latvian blockers, looking back to get some help from 9-2.
Psycho Candy is out with lead, but Street Flasher is maybe 20 or 30 foot behind, although Psycho Candy's putting some distance in there and managing to get some points. Calls it off from the floor. That might be... No, that won't be the last jam in this half. We're going to get another one. Psycho Candy has been the highest scoring jammer for Taiwan, for Latvia, sorry, in this half. L-Dubs for Taiwan.
So
far. In this half.
Yeah. We know that one jam can change a lot.
Yeah.
If we have seen the games this morning and this midday. So, but this is definitely the last jam of that period. And we have Cat for Latvia and Mizothoni for Taiwan here.
a cut track penalty going to a Latvia blocker, so Taiwan will have a little bit of a pack advantage. Oh, but we've got a power jam, so they'll have a blocker advantage, but unfortunately they won't have a jammer on track for the next 30 seconds. So great opportunity for Latvia now to put some points on the board in this last jam of this half.
Latvia was lining up on the outside and now trying to sweep the inside for Cat. Taiwan fast to recycle in the front now. One after the other. Cat, beautiful toe-step footwork on the outside and spinning, picking up 4 points for Latvia.
That was great. Cat rode out a big hit, then did a little spinny move, and then did some lovely toe stops down the line. That was jamming 101.
Yeah.
All the tricks.
Through on the inside is Cat, but also Mizosani finished the initial pass, and there was a call off to our intermission. Woo. So 94 points for Team Taiwan, 0 points in the last jam, but 8 for Team Latvia brings them to 77.
So that is only, what is that, a 17-point game?
Oh no, it's even less because Team Latvia scored 12. There were some added to the board. Now we have 81 for Team Latvia and 94 Taiwan. That's a 13-point differential.
That's like
nothing in Derby, right?
Yeah, that's not even a power jam. That's just one big jam. That's
one regular jam that it could be. Ooh, wow. So, I'm looking forward to the second half. I wonder what the teams will talk about. We got some lovely stats here. So, Taiwan had leads 8 times in that first half, and Latvia 11. And we get more stats
more
here.
Stats.
Taiwan had 19 penalties and Latvia 20. So, that sounds very even. But I suppose that Latvia had a little bit more of jammer penalties there. I saw some, 2 penalties issued.
Yeah, and sometimes it depends when you've had... if you get 2 blockers in the box at the same time, that can have a lot more impact than having a lot of individual blocker penalties where you've only got 1 blocker in the box. So, but fairly even in penalties, even in leads, even in score. I'm really excited for the second half, and I'm really excited for these 2 teams. I hope they're having a lot of fun. We have got about 13 minutes left of intermission, so we will see you in about 13 minutes. Go and grab a cup of tea.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Lauren Much, and I wear the S1 Lifer helmet with medium rad liners. I've always felt supported by S1. I always appreciate how they've adapted along as the sport has evolved. I trust the gear, and I love wearing S1 gear.
First rule of Sisu is, wearing a mouth guard is cool. Say the word. Sisu! Second rule of Sisu is, use a thin mouth guard, not a big old gummy one. Say the word. Sisu! Third rule, pick your Sisu style. Fourth rule, talk, breathe, drink, easily. Sisu, Sisu, Sisu! The final rule of Sisu is, unlike others, you got up to 20 times to remold it. Who's got Sisu? Sisu!
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, every body. We've got you covered.
That's When it comes to roller derby gear that is trusted worldwide, Spank Alley has been in the game since day one, and we're still leading the pack. Our armbands are the strongest, most trusted on the market, with 3 styles that stay put through every jam, hit and hustle. And guess what? Spank Alley jerseys are here. Ref, Pride and Team styles. Velcro friendly, high quality and custom made for every body type. Ready to level up? Hit us up on socials or head to spankalley.com to place your order. Because in roller derby, if you want to be the best, you better wear the best.
The S1 Lifer helmet is one size fits all for head sizes 20.5 to 23.5 inches. With our color-coded sizing liner system, you can be confident that you'll be able to create a perfect fit with the S1 Lifer helmet. Not all head sizes are the same, so size flexibility is crucial when you're looking to buy a helmet. Standard sizing liners do not affect how the helmet disperses impact energy. So no matter what size you are, whether you're an extra small or a 3XL, you can be confident that the S1 Lifer helmet will meet and or exceed current helmet safety standards. If you have a small head or you have a really big head, don't worry, we have a helmet that will fit you too. Check out our Mini Lifer or our Mega Lifer helmet, which are our smaller and bigger helmet shell options. Remember, a great fit is crucial for safety. The S1 Lifer helmet, a better fitting, safer helmet.
Here we are, back again. Game 2, game 48.
Game 48.
Track 4. Team Taiwan in blue is playing against Team Latvia in white.
Yep, we are at the 2025 Roller Derby World Cup in Innsbruck, Austria. And this has been a great game so far. First, both these teams had quite big differentials against the teams that they played yesterday. Really nice to see them coming together. Both these teams, it's their first World Cup. I had a little chat with the Team Taiwan bench at halftime because I wanted to go and find out what the significance was of the patterns on the stars and the pivot stripes and the stripes down the side of their uniforms. Apparently that is a traditional Taiwanese tapestry pattern, which is really awesome. And they are so proud to be here representing Taiwan. It's something that doesn't usually get to happen because of the sort of contested nature of Taiwan. They didn't meet each other till Wednesday.
Wow. Well, not the same, but kind of the same thing with Latvia, as it is a very small country. Most of this, they only have one league there in Riga, so they have some from Latvian heritage joining the league. But so also Latvia is very happy to put their name, their nation on the board here to represent the country. And so far, this game has been quite even-ish. You know, I mean, like the point differential, just a little bit more than 10 points. That's nothing in roller derby. Speaking of which, now we have the first lead of the second half going to Psycho Cat from Team Latvia.
Psycho Candy was the highest scoring jammer for Latvia, I think, in the first half, and had Latvia's biggest points total in one jam, which was 15. Taiwan's biggest jam in the first half was 16 points, and that was put up by Eldobs. So in the meanwhile, on track, we have had a star pass to 1701, Shaolin's Boca. Shaolin's Boca asking for offense. Please give me some offense. Psycho Candy now coming in on the scoring pass, so those Taiwan blockers are going to have to try and get back together. Shaolin's Boca recycled, but absolutely storming up the inside line there for 4 points.
And Psycho Candy calling it from the ground, not risking any more points against them. 2 more points to 10 in that jam for Team Latvia, bringing them to 91 and 4 for Team Taiwan to 98. So it's just a 7-point game.
7-point game, and we've got 27.5 minutes or thereabouts left on the period clock. Steel Panther and L-Dubs on the jam line. And Steel Panther is your lead jammer in this jam.
No, it's the other L-Dubs sneaks through on the
sorry,
line.
L-Dubs. It was L-Dubs. Steel Panther's picked up a penalty.
I think it was a high block penalty there, lately called, and is now sitting down in the Sisu mouse guard penalty box. This gives L-Dubs the room to play and get some more points on the board. Pivot is helping with some offense, but you can't just slightly pass by number 5-6 Lima. Recycle to the back and has to go again against the Latvian wall.
So pivot from Taiwan off to take a seat in the penalty box. So this has been kind of the story of this game a little bit so far, is that Taiwan have been in the lead. They've pulled out a little bit more of a lead. Latvia have managed to pull it back a bit, haven't ever quite managed to get the lead change. Taiwan then pull out a bit, stretch the lead out further. Latvia catch up a bit, and it feels like we've had this kind of one step behind all the way through this game, but any minute you're expecting Latvia to pull out a big jam and take the lead.
Yeah, so now we are at the stretching part of what you just explained. That Team Taiwan managed to pick up 8 points in the last jam, bringing them over the century mark to 106. Team Latvia still 91. We have in jam number 3 a cat for Team Latvia and Jiang Long, sorry if I mispronounce it, for Team Taiwan.
Big hit to the outside line there from 99, that's Demon Star, but picks up a direction of gameplay penalty. But we do have a lead jammer for Team Latvia. Coming round now on a scoring pass, coming up against 33, that's Dabao.
Nice spin around on the inside. Jiang Long picking up 4 points here for Team Taiwan. Cat still in the mix, but around on the outside, quickly checking in with the bench and calls it. But Taiwan also sneaked 3 points in there at the last pass.
Yeah, that couple of seconds it took to just look behind, see where the Taiwan jammer was, check in with the bench, and that was 3 points. It was the right thing to do. Obviously, you've got to check in with your bench. They might have other things, but Taiwan looked like there were 2 blockers sitting in RCC mouthguard's penalty box. So, blocker advantage, significant blocker advantage for Latvia in this jam with the rollback. Taking up that space. Lovely blocking work from Latvia to roll back and take up the space. And a big hit from Lema.
And Milo Sorni is lead jammer around the outside in turn 1. Star is off for Dreadful Sings for jamming for Latvia. Oh, nice apex jump on the inside for Mizo. Easy 4 points. Well, not easy. You make it look
we've talked
easy.
about this. You can all say that apex jumps are easy. I personally disagree, but each to their own. Our producer's giving me the nod and the thumbs up. Thanks, Una. It's not just
Making it look easy is hard work. So 8 points so far for Team Taiwan here, but Dreadful Sing is also through and now eligible to score points here. But you have to pass 1 to Rebel Yellow first to get your points.
And that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point we've learned in this game that go round Rebel Yellow. You not through. You can't go through. Niso Thorny trapped on the pivot for Latvia. That was a direction of gameplay penalty though, unfortunately, on inside line. Niso Thorny finding a teeny tiny bit of space on the outside line to come around and pick up those 4 points. Calls off the jam. That was a huge jam for Team Taiwan. That was 12 points for them. Latvia picking up 4 points. So we have 125 for Team Taiwan, 99 for Latvia, 22 and a half minutes on the period clock in the second half of this game. If you have tuned in since the beginning of this game, we don't have a score and period clock overlay on this game, so we are just giving you all the information as often as we can.
Psycho Candy for Latvia, meanwhile on the outside, going through the pack, picks up lead here, but like half a track behind. There is Street Flasher from Taiwan also through. So let's see what they call it. Okay, better be safe than sorry, but picked up, was it 3 points? 3 points for Team Latvia, also bringing them over the century mark to 102. Team Taiwan left scoreless in the last jam, 125, with a little bit less than 22 minutes to go. So Latvia's pivot is in the Cecil Mouseguard penalty box, but already standing. So even if Team Taiwan has an advantage on the WFTDI jam line.
Latvia with a little bit of confusion there because they hadn't realised the pivot was in the box and they'd put 4 blockers out. One of them realised and left the track, and then the other 3 were trying to get the pivot cover off the pivot. We were all trying to help each other out. So we are underway now. Oh, that was very, very nice. Lovely toe strut pirouette. Stays in bounds.
But Al Dubs from Taiwan. Left Steel Panther scoreless here. Just picks up her own 4 points here for Team Taiwan. Brings them to 129. And Team Latvia still at 102 after 6 jams in that second half. Oh, little dance here. I think the Taiwanese fans just cheered up and
It's not the biggest crowd we've seen in here today, but there's a good few hundred people watching this game, I would say, in-house. The atmosphere at this whole World Cup so far has been amazing.
Oh, definitely.
There's been so many people watching these games, so many people chanting and cheering. Merch stalls have been... It looks like a plague of locusts has hit our merch village upstairs.
I've been to the merch stalls like on the first day and not in the morning, a little bit later, and they were already seeing sold out, and it was so crowded. And I especially like Team Colombia, who was having those shirts and waved around with them, and it looked like this is the last one that they only have. So yeah, better get your merch fast.
So I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you about S1 Helmet, durable, functional, stable. The S1 Pro knee pads are built for roller derby. S1 helmets and pads protecting roller derby since 2006. Go to s1helmets.com. S1 are our official protective gear of the Roller Derby World Cup. Speaking of merch, actually, Team Latvia had these shirts with potatoes on, and I think that was the first thing to sell out. Everybody wanted one. Little potatoes with little stick legs and roller skates on.
Oh, wow. So we have Kat, number 8, jamming for Latvia here, currently fighting on the outside, and Zhang Long for Taiwan in blue here, and it looks like Kat is coming through for Latvia, picking up lead.
So these teams are really evenly matched. We've got a relatively even score. We were saying before the end of the first half they have had a relatively even number of leads per team. We've even had a relatively even number of penalties per team, which is all contributing to making this such a close game. So Taiwan completing the initial pass with star in hand. Latvia have called the jam. 4 points up for Latvia in that jam. So that brings their total to 106 points. Team Taiwan still sitting on 129. So it's a 23-point game with 19 minutes and a tiny bit of change left in this second period of game 48. And we keep saying that in case, how is it game 48 already?
Speaking of evenness, so Taiwan and Latvia, both teams have 5 penalties in that half so far.
Oh, that was sneaky. I think that was one of those where you expect the jammer to cut back at some point, and then they didn't, just took the outside line. So that is Psycho Candy for Latvia, who is your lead jammer in this jam, being reset all the way back, nearly to turn 1. Miso Thorny has completed the initial now, though, so Latvia are going to need to get a wriggle on with some offence. And there they do it. Psycho Candy spins round, making sure to get hips around every single one of those blockers, and calls the jam.
So now we are at the stage of Latvia catching up again and just diminishing the point differential here. So with that 4 more points, we are at 110 for Latvia, 129 for Taiwan, with a little bit less than 18 minutes in that second half. There we go, Steel Panther again in white for Latvia, and Street Flasher in blue for Taiwan takes off the star, has it in hand.
So we have got our pivot for Taiwan in the CC Mouthguard's penalty box. So less opportunity for offence there for Taiwan, a little bit more focused on defence.
Yeah, they won't get tricked by it like I would say it's still Panthers. Now, what do you say? Like the one move you remember, like on the outside on the toe stops.
The toe stops down the outside line. Yeah, signature move.
Signature moves. That was I was looking for. Thank you. Oh no! But no.
Oh
Steel's
no!
going to the box.
The announcer's curse. We say nice things about somebody and they get a penalty.
But what should we say then? We can't say
mean
nice
things about people. No, that's true.
Yeah.
I think we'll just have to keep saying nice things about people. So it looks like we have had a star pass from Taiwan that has gone to Dabao. Big pile up in the ref lane on the outside there by the pivot line. Taiwan with the drawback on support. Still Panther there, hoping that they were so busy goating the pivot that they might not notice her coming out of the penalty box, but unfortunately the Taiwan blockers were still switched on.
Yes, they were. And Steele is through on the inside, picking up another 4 points. This jam will end around 5 seconds. Ooh, the last hit by a number 9 critique from Taiwan.
And a last-minute penalty going to Mum's favourite, who I was told at half-time actually only landed in Austria today, came straight to the venue and kitted up. So has only just met their teammates today and is doing a cracking job.
Wow.
I know.
So that was a big jam in points for both teams. So after the star pass, there were 8 points scored for Team Taiwan, bringing them to 137. And Team Latvia scored 15 points to 125. So let's do the math real quick. It's 12 points.
12 points.
Differential. And we still have 15 minutes to play.
So that equals Latvia's biggest jam in the first half, which was 15 points. And that was Psycho Candy that got that. So Steel Panthers just equalised that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good going. 15 points is a big jam in this economy.
Exactly. I mean, what have you talked about like in the beginning? Psycho Candy here on the WFTDI jammer line against the 4 defense of Taiwan, trying here the inside-outside, spins around and kind of tries to get a brick out of the wall, but L-dubs for Taiwan in the meantime is through and gains lead status for Taiwan here.
Yeah, I think the blockers for Taiwan went, look, there's only 2 Latvia blockers on track, so we're not going to give you any offence. You're on your own. You've got this, we believe in you. And they were right. L-Dub picked up leads. But Psycho Candy now coming round. In the pack now, both jammers fighting to find space. Oh, lovely. Again, toe stops, but this time down the inside line for Psycho Candy. So 4 points for each team in that jam. Team Taiwan now on 141 points. Team Latvia on 129 points. We've got 14 minutes left in the half and in the game.
And Caesar Mouse got penalty box. We have 1 Taiwan blocker who's already standing. So a slightly less than 10 seconds advantage for Latvia with 4 blockers.
So both jammers hit in the back of the pack. Oh, big pile up there in lane 4. So managed to avoid the hit from Demon there, Shanglong, but was taken out by another one of the Latvia blockers, and I didn't see who it was, but some great work there. And now 3 walls reformed for both teams with a blocker sitting in our CC mouthguard penalty box.
It took 40 seconds to get someone a lead, and it's Cat for Latvia. John Long with a star in hand out as well, like half a lap behind there.
So Shanglong being recycled. Both these teams have got their defense locked in this jam.
Shook fight here in the front against Cat. So last line of defense. And now switching to offense, and but now back to the defense. Ah, that's lovely. Jiang Long still in the Latvian wall here. They're taking a 4 defense, but now gets a little help from their offense here. From Matkau. It's only 2 seconds left. Ah, there we are.
That's that moment at the end of a really long jam where you look at the clock and you go, I give up, I'm done. It's 3 more seconds, I'm just going to stand here and wait for the clock to run down.
A white jammer has a back block picked up.
Right at the end of the jam. Scores at the moment, Team Latvia 135, Team Taiwan 145. That's really easy differential maths even at this time of the day. And there is 11 minutes and 20 seconds left on the period clock in period 2. We've got a power jam on our hands for Team Taiwan. Oh, lovely bit of offense from Dabao.
Now also Cat released from the CISO mouse guard a penalty box.
But as Cat was released, another blocker from Latvia did take a seat. So Latvia with a third blocker now returning to the track. But that 2-wall there is doing solid work.
But also the tripod from Taiwan here, like pretty flexible, and Cat really trying to squeeze in through the middle, but once they got through, there's another one coming up, and then the whole wall is reforming again. But now Cat is through.
I think what's really nice about watching these teams is that we're actually seeing their development in front of our faces, because they've only just met and they haven't played together before. What we're seeing from the start of the game to the end of the game is them learning how to play together as a team. Like, I'm sure anyone who's played in like a pickup game where you're playing with people you don't know knows the effect that it has when you suddenly realise you don't know any of the people you're skating with, and you don't know how to expect where people are going to be, you don't know how to communicate. It's just chaos most of the time.
Oh yeah, and we didn't have any like real blowout jams so far, and then a downward spiral for one of the teams so far.
Yeah.
I have the feeling that they're, as you said, like playing more cohesive together throughout the game. And I mean, at 10 minutes left on the clock, usually one team, so the spread gets wider, and here the spread gets a little bit lower, or at least it stays a little bit in the 10-ish. So currently we have 149 for Team Taiwan and 135 for Team Latvia. And for a Biology producer, we get a scribble here. Shout out to everyone on the Discord chat on track 5. We don't know track 4. Sorry, we don't know.
We can shout out track 5 as well.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure the people watching the Discord for track 5 are lovely. They probably won't hear us call them out on this stream. But let it be known that we gave track 5 a shout out as well.
So we don't know what you're chatting about, but it must be so lovely that we get this note here, and we should read it out first. But what's also lovely is Psycho Candy picking up 4 points for Latvia here, smiling to the bench before they get on to another scoring pass. Meanwhile, Latvia is holding Street Flasher in the front, another flexible wall here. Gets a little help by Shaolin Spooker, and also Shaolin, speaking of her, gets the helmet cover is now your jammer for Taiwan.
And that was such a good sneaky star pass that even though it happened literally right in front of where we were sitting, I didn't see it happen. I just sure saw, Shaolin Spooker's got the jam cover now.
So that made Latvia calling it off. Leaving Team Taiwan with 0 points, but after a stop out, everything's fine. So Latvia then scored 7 points, bringing them to 142. Team Taiwan sitting at 149. So 7-point game with 7 and a little bit minutes on the clock, and we have a timeout.
Team timeout called by Taiwan, which I think was a really a good choice at this point. They've that differential's closed up a little bit, so I don't think there's any massive like pack chats happening, but just an opportunity for everyone to talk to each other. Like the skaters on track, just to have a chat. What are we going to do? Everyone to just breathe a little bit. It is quite warm in here today. The temperature outside is cooler than it has been for the last couple of days, thankfully. But it's still a little bit muggy in here, which is what you'd expect when you've got 5,000 people in the same place.
Yeah, that's right. So even if Team Taiwan called a team timeout, they are now on track already. So as you said, like just breathe through, just let it settle a little bit. This was not a huge jam against them, but however, the score margin has closed down a little bit. Just a 7-point game. So let's get in the last 8 minutes.
And everyone must be tired by now. I know that everyone's been training for this game, but you know, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually one of the things I like about this tournament format, actually, I think, is that the teams only have to play one game each day in the first couple of days. So, L-Dubs up against Demon Star. Is this the first time we've seen Demon Star start a jam with the cover? Yeah, thank you, Una.
Wow. So now Latvia is throwing in a little bit of let's get a different rhythm here. Let's put another jammer style out there that might match the Taiwan's tripods defensive walls a little bit better. Let's see how it works out. I like that idea.
Yeah, sometimes just about giving your jammers a little rest as well.
Different reasons.
Yeah. So, but Taiwan and L-Dubs do have lead jammer now in this jam. That took a good 40 seconds or so. So Star is off for Demon Star.
Hit out by Rebel Yellow. Really being accurate about the right re-entry.
And the Rebel Yellow just relentless with that knockout. Like, you can come back on track, but I'm just going to put you out again.
And that was a track.
That was a cut track penalty.
Yeah. I wished for Demon Star that it wasn't, but you could see it right away from the jam ref. So this gives L-Dubs 30 seconds. Only jammer on track, and Taiwan is already going in as offense, picking apart the defense here from Latvia.
So that no pack call helpful to L-Dubs. Nobody could block for a second until the pack was reformed, so that gives L-Dubs an opportunity to get through. Rebel Yellow there, taking people off the track.
Lead jams in this half. Taiwan already had 6 lead jams, Latvia 8.
So Taiwan putting up 8 points in that jam. That brings them to 159 points. Latvia sitting strong on 142. And we've got 5 minutes and some change left in period 2 of this game. This time we have Latvia calling a crash course team time out. So I'm going to tell you about CC Mouthguards, who we know is sponsoring our penalty box. Smash hard, skate harder. CC Mouthguards has your back and your teeth. CC is the official mouthguard of the Roller Derby World Cup. Ultra thin, battle tested, and built for bold athletes who play loud and hit louder. Trusted by derby skaters worldwide. CC.
Just right before the 5 seconds call.
Oh, perfect.
Good timing.
So we've got Latvia jammer and Latvia blocker in the penalty box, both with stand-in. And we've got a blocker from Taiwan also sitting in the penalty box.
Demon Star is back on track, jamming for Latvia, pushing against Taiwan walls. And it's Zhang Long who jumps just a little bit the apex, but just enough to pass the whole pack and picking up 4 points.
Just a little casual hop, nothing dramatic.
It's again.
Demon is still struggling on the back of that Taiwan wall. That was another hit out from Shaolin Spocker.
Now, critique playing offense there for Demon.
But a star pass to support from Latvia, and the jam is called off. Support with a little hair toss, like super cool.
No points for Latvia in that last jam. 12 for Taiwan, bringing Taiwan to 171. Latvia 142. So that was a huge jam, just under 4 minutes and before the end of the game. So I would say, as you mentioned earlier, there's different stages. Now we are in the Taiwan is getting a little more room.
Yeah.
I hope that Latvia picks it up now to get back into the we are picking up points stage.
Yeah, so it's a 29-point differential now. So it's kind of how we've seen it, hasn't it? It's been kind of 30 points, back to 10 points, 30 points. But Taiwan on a power jam now. I didn't see what the penalty was for Latvia.
It was a track card.
So with only 3 minutes left in period 2, jam called off. So 3 points up for Taiwan. That's going to give them a power jam start with 3 minutes left on the clock. 174 points for Taiwan, 142 for Latvia. So Taiwan are like pulling out a little bit now.
Suddenly we have a 32-point differential here. I mean,
Yeah.
just some minutes ago we were talking about the 7-point game. So Taiwan, really good job in putting everything together, what's needed here.
I am still reluctant to call it at this point though. We've seen a lot happen this weekend.
Street flasher here, your lead jammer for this jam number 17. Latvian jammer Cat just released from the penalty box. Casual hop on track.
So Taiwan patient, they're setting up, waiting for the jammer to hit the back of the pack and go in for offense, but a little bit of lack of awareness there with the fact that the Latvia jammer was about to be released from the box and they weren't quite ready for that.
Right, so it was quite easy then for Cat to finish the initial, but still held scoreless here. So another 4 points on the board for Team Taiwan, bringing them to 178, and Latvia still 142. And we have less than 2 minutes, to be exact, 1 minute and 35 seconds.
So possibly this could be the final jam of this game. We might get 2 more. So Psycho Candy, who has consistently been highest scoring jammer for Latvia on the track, but 2 Latvia blockers in the box is not going to make this easy. But lovely footwork will make it much easier than it could have been.
Wow. Psycho Candy, despite the fact that there are only 2 own blockers on track, made the lead jammer.
So L-Dubs was out, slight confusion, but referees conferred, and that was a cut track. I think the skater that took L-Dubs off track went out of bounds as well, but there must have been another skater ahead that had run back.
So, no, for Psycho Candy. Oh, no, Psycho Candy is also in the there's a jam.
Jammer switcheroo.
2-minute jam. Last jam of this game.
Yep. So, Psycho Candy will only serve the same amount of time as L-Dubs did. That's how jammer penalties come in pairs. Sometimes literally like that.
4 points for Psycho Candy here, taking the outside. Wow, Psycho.
Oh, lovely. Stayed in bounds, didn't quite stay upright.
So period clock is down. This jam has another 20 seconds.
What a little apex hop. And Latvia currently on a 12-point jam. 14 seconds left in this jam and in this period and in this game. We've had a star pass to Jackalope on Taiwan, who's been shown the outside line.
Oh, good awareness from Psycho Candy that they can cut one blocker. And there was that final whistle. Jam come to a natural end. It's not official yet, but it seems like Team Taiwan was left scoreless and has 178 in that jam and 16 more points on the board for Team Latvia, bringing them to 158, which still means 20 points differential. So congrats to Team Taiwan, who will definitely win that one. But anyway, ending with a 60-0 jam for Team Latvia is a great thing.
Was that Latvia's highest scoring jam of the game right at the end?
You're looking at our lovely producer here.
Yes. So
yes,
Latvia finishing strong with their highest scoring jam of the tournament so far. And this, honestly, genuinely was an absolute honour and a privilege to call this game.
Yeah. I see Taiwan. Some of the skaters are crying. I can feel it. I hope it's from of joy.
I'm going to cry as well.
Yeah, me too. I get goosebumps. Yeah.
This, honestly, is what the World Cup's about. This is what roller derby's about.
Yeah.
And this is just lovely.
I mean, still, it was the first time Taiwan played together, and that's the second time, yes, but like the World Cup.
Yeah, yesterday was the first time they'd been on track together as a team. Wednesday was the first time they'd met each other
in person.
Just, yeah, absolutely. Just for anybody to put on a shirt that represents your nationality or your borderless identity with your name on the back. This is the one time I've seen quite a lot of skaters choose to use their human name, as we call it, their government name on the back of their shirts rather than their roller derby names, because it just means so much to them to do this. And for these two teams, I think it means everything.
Yeah, so both teams deserved. Taiwan the win, Latvia the 16-0 last jam. It was really great to watch it and to announce it, and well, thank you, Paintball.
Thank you. Feels like we've been a part of a little bit of history.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, that was it, folks at home. Game 2 is over on track 4.
Yep.
And I would say see you tomorrow. It was a pleasure.
Hopefully our day 3 matchups will be announced soon and we will know who's playing each other tomorrow. And that's very exciting. Tomorrow's going to be even more incredible than today has been. We will still have 5 tracks. We will still have 48 teams.
Oh, yeah.
It's still going to be incredible. Don't miss it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.